as the moon cast its ghostly glow over the quiet town of West Pittston, Pennsylvania. The Smurl family unknowingly stepped into the clutches of an ancient malevolent force. The house they moved into, seemingly benign, held a dark secret that would soon unravel their lives in ways unimaginable. Jack and Jonna Smurl, along with their 4 children, were greeted by the creaking floorboards and the faint echoes of forgotten whispers as they settled into their new home. Little did they know that these seemingly innocuous sounds were the first whispers of a malevolent entity that had long claimed residence within the walls of the house. The disturbances began subtly, doors creaking open of their own accord, objects moving mysteriously, and an unshakable feeling of being watched. Jonna, a resilient woman with a practical outlook, initially dismissed these occurrences as mere quirks of an old house. However, as the supernatural events escalated, their quaint home transformed into a den of unfathomable horror. One night, the Smurl family was jolted awake by a blood-curdling scream that seemed to reverberate through the very foundations of the house. Panic set in as they rushed to investigate. Finding nothing amiss in the dimly lit hallways, Jack, trying to ease the tension, muttered, "Probably just the wind, and old houses tend to make strange noises." But the disturbances persisted. Unexplained footsteps echoing through the halls, disembodied voices that whispered ominous messages, and a pervasive chill that seemed to hang in the air. Like a malevolent specter, the once happy home became a battleground between the living and the supernatural, and the Smurl family found themselves ensnared in a nightmare that defied all reason. Jonna, growing increasingly distressed, confided in Jack about the disturbing visions that plagued her. "I see shadows, Jack, shapes that move when there's no one there. It's as if something is trying to communicate with me." Jack, though skeptical at first, couldn't ignore the genuine fear in his wife's eyes. Desperation drove the Smurls to seek help, and their journey led them to the doorstep of Ed and Lorraine Warren, paranormal investigators renowned for their encounters with the supernatural. As the Warrens listened to the Smurl's harrowing tale, they sensed the gravity of the situation. Ed, his eyes focused and determined, spoke to Jack. "Your family is in grave danger, Jack. We've encountered entities like this before, and we need to act swiftly to help you." The Warrens, equipped with their arsenal of holy relics, had an unwavering conviction, conducted an initial investigation. Lorraine, her senses attuned to the supernatural, whispered, "There's a malevolent presence here, ancient and furious. It's been here for a long time." In an attempt to communicate with the entity, the Warrens initiated a seance. The air grew thick with tension as the room became a conduit between the living and the dead. Lorraine, her voice distorted, channeled the entity's message. "This is our domain. Leave or face the consequences." Undeterred, Ed pressed on. "What do you want? Why are you tormenting this family?" The entity, mocking and defiant, responded, "We were here first. They have trespassed. This is our realm, and they shall suffer." As the Warrens delved deeper into the history of the house, they uncovered a dark past tainted by occult practices and rituals that defied human comprehension. The malevolent force, rooted in the sins of the past, sought to claim the Smurl family as its latest victims. In a subsequent meeting, It addressed the Smurls. The entity is ancient, tied to this place by a dark history. We need to perform exorcisms to break its hold on your family. The exorcisms, a series of intense rituals aimed at purging the house of the malevolent force, became a battleground between the mortal and the supernatural. Jana, the primary target of the entity's torment, bore the brunt of its wrath. Bruises appeared on her body in grotesque patterns, and her once joyful demeanor gave way to a haunted gaze. During one particularly intense exorcism, as the Warrens chanted incantations and wielded sacred artifacts, the very atmosphere seemed to rebel against their efforts. Objects levitated, strange symbols appeared on the walls, and the Smurl family, caught in the crossfire, clung to the hope that the Warrens could banish the malevolent force. In a moment of respite between exorcisms, Jana, her eyes reflecting both fear and determination, confronted Ed and Lorraine. Can you truly rid us of this evil? It feels like it's always watching. Waiting, Lorraine, her gaze unwavering, responded, we will do everything in our power, but your strength is crucial. Believe in the process, Jana, and we will face this darkness together. The Warrens, in collaboration with priests and paranormal experts, intensified their efforts. Each exorcism met with retaliation more malevolent than the last, tested the limits of their abilities. The entity, angered by the intrusion, sought to cling to its newfound victims with a tenacity that transcended the laws of the natural world. As the final exorcism approached, the atmosphere in the house grew dense with an otherworldly energy. Jana, writhing in agony, spoke in a voice that echoed with the tormented entities. The Warrens, beads of sweat on their brows, pressed on with a determination that defied the sinister forces that sought to resist them. In a moment of revelation during the final exorcism, Lorraine, her eyes filled with both sorrow and resolve, addressed the entity directly. You cannot claim this family. They belong to the living, not to the shadows. Release them. The entity, in a guttural voice that seemed to echo from the depths of the abyss, responded, they are ours. We shall never release our grip. Undeterred, Ed and Lorraine unleashed a barrage of prayers and incantations. The room seemed to pulsate with a spectral energy, and the very air crackled with an intensity that transcended the laws of the natural world. And then, in a blinding burst of light, the entity relented. The oppressive energy that had gripped the Smurl home began to dissipate, and an eerie silence settled over the once chaotic abode. The Warrens, their faces etched with exhaustion and triumph, surveyed the transformed space. As the Smurl family cautiously stepped into the now cleansed home, a sense of relief washed over them. The once haunted halls echoed with an eerie silence, but the oppressive weight that had plagued them had lifted. Jack, his voice filled with gratitude, addressed Ed and Lorraine. You saved us. I can't thank you enough. Ed, though weary, smiled and replied, the battle may be won, but vigilance is key. Keep an eye on any signs of disturbance, and don't hesitate to reach out if you need us. As we sit here, the crackling campfire casting flickering shadows on our faces, the tale of the Smurl family and their battle against the malevolent force serves as a chilling reminder. But the story does not end with the conclusion of the supernatural battle, for the aftermath of such encounters often lingers in the shadows. Stay with me my friends, for we will delve into the chilling aftermath of media exposure, the echoes of the supernatural, battle, and the lingering question, can a home ever truly be cleansed of the darkness that once claimed it? The night holds more secrets than we dare to fathom, and the story continues